Hello, and thanks for joining me once again at my tying bench. Today's fly, I'm going to tie you another traditional wet fly pattern. I really enjoy tying these traditional wet flies. I like tying the old patterns and the newer ones as well. And this particular fly is just simply called the black and silver. Just a basic wet fly construction, on the little bit on the easy side for as wet flies go. Except for the wings, you may have difficulty with the wings. Sometimes they can be tricky. And I thought I'd share this pattern with you this time around. So I'll get him a device here, and I'll get a fresh hook in and get started for you. And the hook I'm using, the standard wet fly hook, mustad 33.99, and a size 10. So we'll lock that down the vise here. And I'm using Danville 6/0 black for my thread here. Okay, so first thing we'll do is start behind the eye, put a hook eye length behind. And we'll get our thread base started like we always do here. And we'll wrap back, touching wraps. Okay, then I'll come in and snip off the tag in there. And come back a little ways farther here before we attach the tail, just about above the barb. Now the tail on this guy is a popular material that's used a lot in wet flies, and that's golden pheasant tippet once again. And I'm going to just peel off a small bunch here. I'd say if you were counting, it could be 10 or 12 fibers, but I'm pretty sure trout don't count, so I don't worry about that a great deal. And we'll line that up about the length of the hook shank and switch hands, and we'll come up around with a pinch loop. And we'll catch that in right on top, right back to where I want it there. Alright. Okay, a couple more wraps, then we'll snip that where I want our body to end there. And the body on this guy, right now, a little mix up there. I got to wrap forward here, find that all down. I guess I thought I was tying a rib in there. And we'll stop right where we want our body to end. Okay, now for the body, I'm just using some small flat mylar tinsel, size 16, small stuff here. Just going to snip a piece of that off. And there's two ways you could do this. If you like, you could have attached this at the rear and just wrap forward. Attach your tinsel here and just wrap forward and tie it off. But I like to always tie mine in at the front of the hook here. I'm using when I'm making a tinsel body on a fly. And then wrap rearward and then forward once again. Okay, so now we'll wrap. I just find that method helps fill in if you get any gaps. Usually it'll fill them in for you. Now we'll just wrap this guy back towards our tail. Just like so here. Okay. There we go. One more wrap, and then we're going to start wrapping towards our hook eye once again. Whoops, that slipped on me there. That can happen a little bit. Alright, let's just begin to wrap this forward. That looks good. Until we get to where we want to tie them off. Alrighty, we'll tie him off right there. Couple wraps forward on this guy. Then I'll fold back on him and lock him in place. Snip off the excess here. And we'll come back a little ways. Okay. Alrighty folks, there's the body. Just a basic tinsel body wrapped in. Okay, now for the beard on this guy, I'm using some black schlappen. And I'm just going to take some fibers off each side of the hackle here and put them together for our throat. And you could also tie in a black hen soft hackle if you wish, and do it that way and wrap it and tie it back. But this is just a little bit easier way to do it, a little bit quicker. It's whichever style you prefer. Alright, now I'm just going to put these two together here, two bunches that I have. And then you come when you put them together, you end up with something like so here. Just a nice little bunch of hackle fibers. And I want that to come back about to the barb. Sometimes a little ways past doesn't hurt. And we'll come up between my fingers and catch that in underneath. Wrap back a couple wraps. And there's our throat on the fly. Now, come in nice and careful and snip off the excess. Okay. Now, we're just going to wind forward on that. And we're going to create a smooth thread base here to tie in our wing. Alright, that looks good. Okay, so our wing, generally a black duck quill would be used, and I don't have any duck quill in black at the moment, so I just use goose quill. Does the same job. And I cut a slip off the right and left quills here to match up a matching pair. And I want the dull sides facing out this time. So I'll get those together here. Now, if I can keep them in my hands long enough. Alrighty. Okay. So I have those lined up pretty good there. And snip them off. And this is where you want to be patient with this with wet flies, is when you go to do the wings. Patience is the key. You don't want to try to hurry. And I want that wing to come back about halfway on the tail usually. So I'm going to set that on top. I'm going to make a couple wraps here. And a little trick I'm going to show you this time is, instead of coming right down and pulling down on that, I'm just going to take a hold of the quill here and let the bobbin do the work. The weight of the bobbin come down. Then I'm going to pull straight up on that. And we'll see how our wings look here. Check them out. Okay, they look really good to me. They're on top. That looks fine. Okay, I'll make a couple more tight wraps there to secure them in. Snug them down. Okay, next I want to come in and snip off the excess on a slight angle here. Okay, just want to get that excess material out of there. Alright, that looks pretty good, folks. Alrighty, we're just about done this guy. There we go, there's the wings right on top. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is, like you've seen me do many a times, I like to try to tie my flies to make them durable, of course. That makes a lot of sense to me anyway, so I'll take a little drop of head cement. My head cement's getting a little thick on me here, but I think it'll still, this time I got a new bottle of head cement, I would say. That one doesn't seem to want to come out, so we'll try this guy here. I just need a little tiny smidgen. Alright, this guy's going to work for me here. I don't need much. Just want a little bit on there for so it hardens and just makes that wing a little more adorable is all. Okay, now I'm going to spin my bobbin clockwise. We're going to begin to fill in around there, build ourselves a head on the fly. Just get some of that excess glue off of there. Alrighty. Well, there we have it. We're pretty much done now, folks. Just got to do a whip finish and it's a done deal. Okay, so now get my whip finisher here, and I'm going to spin the bobbin counterclockwise this time and try to flatten out my thread a little bit before I do my whip finish. It just gives you a little bit smoother looking head on the fly. Alrighty, so now I'll come in and we're going to whip finish this guy up here. Okay, there we go. Snug your thread down nice and tight. And we'll come in and snip off the excess thread here nice and close. And there she be. Another size 10 black and silver wet fly. Like I was saying, if you have trouble with the wings, just be patient with them and try the method that I showed you there. Okay, so we'll finish him off with some solar res bone dry on the thread wraps. Get my needle out here and get a little bit of the bottle. Okay, we'll just go around, give him a coat here. Okay, that looks good right there. Alrighty. Alright, now carry him out with the light here. This stuff hardens pretty fast, the bone dry does, so it doesn't take long. And there we have it. Done deal, folks. Like I was saying, I really enjoy tying these traditional style wet flies, and I try to find older patterns that I can tie that you all may have not seen before. So if you'd like to see more of these wet flies tied, just throw a comment down in the comments and let me know. So, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you'd like to see more of these style flies and others as well, just hit that good old subscribe button there, and appreciate that, and throw in a like too if you wish. Appreciate everything. So, and I try to make my videos, I try to give you tips and little tips that can help you in your tying. So I hope I'm achieving that. So anyway, until next time everyone, happy tying out there. I shall see you all again soon. And thanks for watching. So long for now, folks.